Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the experimental design techniques, right? So we are going to take the example of one bioreactor, right? In industry, whenever the bioreactors it is having any error or any fault into the process, chemical or method, so how they are going to use the experimental design, and they are going to change the experimental methods, and they are going to get the good quality of the products, and at the same time they are improving the method, right? So how, what is the need of experimental design, that we are going to discuss how it is going to help to ratify the product, to ratify the method, right? So that's what in today's class we are taking the example of stirred batch reactor, right? So here you can see that the stirrer will be there, and this reactor here, the different types of fermentation and reaction it go on. So whenever the residence time and temperature, these two things it is going to involve in this reactor, right? So how they are going to affect us, so let us discuss with the help of experimental design how we can improve that. So the introduction to the problem, right? So for example, suppose your process involves a stirred batch reactor. That's what I have shown you here, right? This one. So this batch reactor, if suppose you just imagine it is there in the some industry where this batch reactor it is going on continuously for the XYZ product, right? So what is happening here? Your product is a chemical, okay, and the purity of the chemical is critical to customers. I'm putting you the one problem or one condition, right? Then we will confirm that how the experimental design it is going to help, right? What happened with this batch reactor, your product is a chemical, one kind of chemical, right? Any chemical it may be, and the purity of that chemical is critical to consumers. Okay, this is the condition. You would like to improve the chemical's purity, right? You are a pharmacist, you are working in the industry now, in which your batch that happened, that the particular chemical is having issue, that the chemical, the customers are complaining. Now you would like to improve the chemical's purity which is there in the product. So there are two process variables, okay, that you think that you think impact the purity. What are those process variables? The first one is the reactor temperature and the residence time of the chemical in the reactor, okay. So here the reactor temperature, how much temperature it is of the reactor, and the react the time, residence time, how long that chemical it is there inside the reactor. Okay, these two condition, two process variable that may impact the purity of the chemical, right? Of the chemical in reactor. So how do you find out the following? Okay, now you just understand the, because the entire class it is based on this reactor only, so that we can understand the experimental design. Okay, so we are trying to improve the chemical purity. That chemical purity may be affected or impact that the, because of the reactor temperature or because of the residence time of that particular chemical in the reactor. Okay, so how do you find out the following? The do the reactor temperature or residence time impact the average purity of that chemical? One condition, right? Do the reactor temperature, this one, and the residence time of the chemical in the reactor impact the average purity? If so, or if yes, by how much? For example, if I change the reactor temperature 5 degree, okay, this temperature if we will change 5 degree more, what is the impact on the average purity of chemical, right? What is the impact on the average purity of chemical? And the second condition, in third point it has given, do the reactor temperature or residence time impact the variation in the purity? Here, impact the average purity, or here, the variation in the purity in the same condition, temperature or residence time? If so, by how much? For example, if I increase the residence time in the reactor by 10 minutes, how much it is there? 10 minutes if it will increase, do the purity results have more variation? So two condition it has given here in 4 point. Okay, reactor temperature and residence time, whether it is impacting the average purity? Yes. If yes, then 5 degree, if the temperature, the first condition, the temperature, if 5 degree it will increase, what is the impact onto the average purity? Or if the time, residence time of the reactor, it is increased by 10 minutes, do the purity results have some more variation, have more variation? That we have to understand. Okay, so in this, with these two conditions only, we are going to discuss or try to understand the experimental design. Experimental design techniques can help you quickly find out the answers of these questions. Whatever the questions I raised here about the reactor to the product chemical, right? So it experimental design techniques, it can help quickly find out the answer, whether it is related to temperature or related to the time. Some people still approach, some industry people still approach experiments doing the one factor at a time approach. Means one by one they will do first, they will go for the reactor temperature, then they will go for the time of the residence time of the chemical. Like that, one by one they will do, and they will see where we are getting the result. So that is not efficient. Okay, one factor at a time approach, that approach is named, so that is not effective. If you use this approach, you would change a reactor temperature while holding residence time constant. Either you can change the reactor temperature, but your residence time will be constant, because you are doing what? One factor at a time. Yes or no? So that is not efficient. Once you found the optimal purity, or good purity, or satisfactory purity, you would then hold the reactor temperature at that level and change the residence time. Right? So that's what. Where we need to change, then we are going to get the purity, proper purity. That only we are trying to find out. The one factor approach is not efficient, okay, and it does not account for interaction between reactor temperature and residence time. Let's begin by the introducing the terminology associated with the experimental design, right? So with this only, reactor temperature and residence time only we are going to discuss today class, right? So let's discuss some terminology. Let me explain you, so that it will be easy for you people to understand. When we talk about the experimental design, what it is? It is a planned experiment to determine, using a minimum number of experimental runs. Minimum number of experimental runs. Suppose if you are making biryani, when you will use the more the coriander powder, how will be the taste? When you will use more chili powder, how will be the taste? When you will use so and so rice, how will be the taste? So we cannot go for trial every time, right? Because at the same time we are wasting the our spice items, we are our rice items, our chicken items, and all those things. So what happened in this design, how we can do? Once if you know how much coriander powder you need, how much chili powder you need, how much rice you need, how much chicken quantity you need, how much oil you need, if you know everything, you can go for the very good delicious biryani, right? That same thing happening here. Using the minimum number of experimental runs, what factors have a significant effect on the product response, variability in the product response, and how large the effect is in order to find the optimum set of operating condition or optimum set of procedure, right? So that's what with experimental design we can minimize the trials to get the good product. That only I want to say here, or that only the terminology is telling. When we talk about a factor is variable, right, over which there is a direct control. Different factors, right? It is the independent variable in statistical terms. In this example, we have two factors, the reactor temperature and the residence time. Yes or no? So the label of the factor refers to the value of the factor used into the experimental run. The label of residence times are 30 minus, and this we will discuss in the next slide. Let's qualitative factors. What do you mean by qualitative factors? These are the factors whose level cannot be arranged in magnitude of order. Example includes different shift or different operators in a plant, right? The qualitative factors are factors whose label cannot be arranged in order or that same thing. Okay, fixed factors. These factors whose label in the experiments are at particular values fixed. There are also random factor. Random factor means whose label in the experiment run are only randomly chosen samples from the population of labels that could be included. Okay, for example, random factor raw material may contain an impurity. Any raw material like coriander leaf or lemongrass or any crude drug, if you take as a sample, there will be the impurities that may affect your process. If you not remove impurities, it will affect the process or production. Although you don't have direct control over the impurities, but you can randomly select two different samples of the raw material, and the impurity is then random factor. Okay, like that. Responses, what do you mean by response? Responses is the variable whose value depends upon the labels of the factors. It is the dependent variables in statistical term. In this example, purity is the response. That's what chemical purity we are discussing now. So discrete response, it is one of the is the one that does not produce a numerical value. That's what discrete. This type of response produce attributes data, yes or no or continuing. Like continuous response does not produce a numerical value. Purity is the continuous response, right? So good, excellent, average, below average, like that you are going to get the values, but it will not be the in numerical, right? Here, now here the study will start. Experimental design data, right? So first of all of you, once I will show you the this one. This is the stirred bioreactor. Okay, in this the problem happened here. Your product is a chemical, and the purity of the chemical is critical to consumers. You would like to improve the chemical's purity. This much things you should keep in your mind, right? Now coming here, two factors, reactor temperature and residence time, are thought to impact that product purity obtained in a chemical reaction. A planned experiment to investigate this could take the form shown below. Say, for example, residence time and temperature. So here the some conditions, for example, residence times are 0 equal to 30 minutes, whereas four cells are there, cell 1, cell 2, cell 3 and cell 4. So here time, temperature T0 equal to 50 degrees centigrade in cell 1, T1 equal to 90 degrees centigrade for the cell 2. Another condition, the residential time or R1 equal to 90 minutes if you are doing like this. So here cell 3 and cell 4, the time it is temperature it is same, but time we have increased here 90 minutes. Okay. So this is the first condition, this is second condition, third condition, fourth condition. And in these four conditions, we are trying to see the purity of the chemical, right? So a treatment or the treatment combination is represented by one cell. For example, in cell 1 here, the treatment is temperature 50 degrees centigrade and the residence time is 30 minutes. A treatment represents the label of all factors used in a given experimental run. Okay. For this experimental design, there are four treatment. That's what four condition I told you. R0, T0, R0, T0. Second one is R0, T1. Third one is R1, T0, R1, T1. Four treatments. Okay. So all of you understood this slide. Next slide. Each treatment combination is run three times. How many times? Three times. One for example, with 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoonful of the chili powder. If you will prepare biryani three times, like that. This is called replication of the treatment. This is called what? Replication of the treatment. In total, we have 12 experimental run, right? 4, 3 ja 12, right? So 12 experimental run. Suppose we have conducted these experimental run in random order. In random order, the results are shown below. The table also shows the average as well as the range, maximum and minimum of each treatment combination. So our goal is to look after the percentage purity, where the percentage purity it is high. So here run 1, first experimental run. The temperature, reactor temperature, it is 50 degree, 30-minute time. So in this three, because 12 run, 3, 3, 3, 6, 9, 12. So with this condition, 50 temperature and 30-minute time, 3 run, we have got in first run 74 percentage purity, in second run 78 percentage purity, and in third run 73 percentage purity. So if you will take the average of 74, 78 and 73, it is coming 75, which is range 5. Likewise, in second run or second trial, we increased the temperature and the times remains constant. Again 3 run, so it was average was 66, range 5. Here also the temperature 50 degree, time increased 90 degree. 3 run 76 average, range 4. So likewise fourth trial also 90 degree temperature, 90-minute time, 85, 80. So 6. So here you can see where the percentage purity has came highest number, right? So likewise, if we can design the experiment, we can get the good purity or good quality. So what happened here? The experimental error represented by the difference in the experimental runs with the same factor label. For example, the run number 1 was replicated 3 times. Yes or no? That's what we have got. The differences replicated experiment number 1, 74, 78 and 73. So the differences 74, 78, 73 in the purity of these two run is caused by experimental error. 74 and 78. Okay. Experimental error is not a very good term for this. It is actually measuring the process variation, right? It is what? Measuring the how much variation occurred in the process or in your how you have performed the procedure. This process variation will be used to determine if a factor has a significant effect on a response. Getting here, factor has a significant effect on the response what we are getting. If the differences seen into the response Variables due to the different label of the factor can be explained by the normal process variation. We will conclude that the factor doesn't affect the response. However, if the differences cannot be explained by normal process variations, we will conclude that the factor does affect the responses. Okay, so likewise, let's understand again these conditions, effect and the main effects. How the concepts of effects, main effects, and interactions are introduced below. Okay, the two factor design above can be drawn as shown below. Right here you can see residence time in minutes and the temperature. Residence times 30 degree, sorry, 30 minutes, 90 minutes. Temperature, first condition 50 degree, second condition T0 50 degree, T1 90 degree, Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4. Okay, so here we will see the effect and the main effect. Okay, so the next slide, an effect is defined as the average response when a factor means with temperature and time, when a factor is at its high level minus the average response when a factor is at its low level with all other factor held constant. Okay, so there are four effects that can be determined in this example. The effect of temperature when residence time at its low level, that is 30 degree here, and can be determined shown in the figure below. Here you can see y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1. So that effect of temperature at low level of residence time. So low level of residence time means this one, low level of residence time, y2 minus y1. So likewise, the effect of temperature at low level, how we can do that? Y2 minus y1, 66 minus 75 minus 9. This means that the average purity decreases by 9. Average purity, it decreases by 9 because we got the value minus 9. Okay, when temperature is increased from 50 to 90, when the residence time is at 30. Okay, when the temperature increase 50 to 90 and the residential time it is 30 only. Here that's what. Okay, so we have to minus from y2 minus y1, so it is minus 9. That's what the value will indicate, like that. Second condition, the effect of temperature at high level of residence time is given by y4 minus y3, 76 minus, so minus 12. So here again the effect of residence time at low level of temperature is given y3 minus y1, 76 1. The value came 1. The effect of residence time at high level of temperature given by the y4 minus y2, 88 minus 66 equal to 22. So this experimental design provides estimates the four effect, how much purity is going to increase or decrease here. This is one reason experimental design techniques are so powerful. How much you want, that much you can adopt with this formula. So the main effect, what happened here in main effect, a main effect is defined as the difference between the results when a factor is at its high level and when a factor is at its low level. Okay, any factor, time or temperature. For example, here another condition has been given. The main effect of temperature is the average of results when temperature is at its high level minus the average of the results when temperature is at low level. Okay, the figure below uses a plus sign to indicate the high level of a factor, and the minus sign here plus, and here minus, and the minus sign is used to indicate a low level of a factor. As you can see, the main effect of temperature is the average of the run 2 and 4 minus the average of the run 1 and 3. Right here, 2 and 4, 1 and 3. Okay, so here the same condition, y2, y1, y2, y3, y4, T0 50, T1 90, R0 30, R1 90. This is the time in minute. This is the temperature in centigrade. So algebraically, the main effect of temperature is given by y4 plus y2 bar bracket close minus y3 plus y1 bar bracket by divided by 2. So the same value what we have taken here, right? 88, 874, like that. Different values what we have got. So it is going to be 1.5. The value which you are going to get 1.5. That is the main effect. Here it is effect. This is the effect. This is the main effect. So interaction between factors. The next thing. So interaction between factor, the main effect describes here, just now we have seen 1.5, we got the value, right? So main effect describes how a factor influences a product response. This influence, however, sometimes depend on to the label of other factors. This is called interaction or attraction. For example, the effect of temperature on purity may vary when residence time is it's a low level from when residence time is at its high level. There are three possible types of interaction. These are easy to see if you plot a response variable y versus the two factors. The figure below in an example of no interaction, factor A on a y-axis. You can see here, factor A onto the y-axis. Let me the factor A is in on the y-axis. The response variables on y-axis. The two lines represents the results for y when the factor B is at its high level blue, and when the factor b as it's a low level red, right? So here it is factor b as high level, it is showing into the blue, and factor b at the low level, it is showing into the orange, okay, into the y-axis. So the two lines are essentially parallel. This means there is no interaction between the factors, right? So here interaction we cannot see, yes or no? Here in this condition there is some interaction. Here total interacted, right? High level, low level. So you can see here in this image how the factors they are interacting each other, right? So this we also we can take it into the consideration, and we can design our what do you call experimental design, right? Next, are the effect, main effect and interaction significant? Just now we have discussed enough. Effect, main effect and interactions, are they significant? Experimental design techniques are used to determine the main effects and interactions. We have determined the following so far, right? Main effect of temperature 1.5, main effect of residential time 11.5, interaction between temperature and residence times 10.5. So are these numbers significant? After doing this much calculation, you have got this thing. Are they significant? If a factor doesn't have an effect on the product response, one would expect that main effect or interaction to be zero. Of course, with the normal process variation, the main effect or the interaction will not be zero. For a main effect or interaction to be statistically significant, it must be significantly different from zero. Next month, right? So this is the things. Conclusion of how we can conclude. In this example, our experimental design is a planned experiment that is used to determine how reactor temperature and residence time affect purity, so we can find the optimum operating conditions. So experimental design is needed to rectify the error in the materials, methods, and machines, right? So that's what experimental design is important, because if there is a fault or defect into the product, ultimately you have to think about right from the beginning, from the raw material to the process method, machines, operating system, and everything, right? So that's what the experimental design, which one you followed, then you got the defect, then which one you should follow, then you will not get the defect, or you can improve the purity or quality of the product. That can be only possible by the experimental design. That's what experimental design, it is very very needed and important also.